Hello, alchemists and creators. I have a message for you today, and Spirit wants me to talk about emotions and how they tie into full rainbow alchemy, how you can use your own emotions to tap into the new you, the new timeline, the new earth, the direction that you want to go, the direction of where you want to be, and the experiences that you want to have, that you prefer to have in your life. And the first step of this is awareness. Now, a lot of times we go through life just experiencing our emotions. They might be doubt, stress, anger, worry, or relief, joy, and peace. They could be good ones too. But it's important that we start bringing awareness. So when you start feeling those emotions, whether they're negative or positive or any mixture of the two, start bringing awareness to them throughout your day. Now, this is the very first step of the alchemical process, is just to be aware of them, to observe them, almost like you are a child, with wonderment. Look at them and just say, that's interesting. Instead of just experiencing them, which is fine too. We have busy lives, we have chaos happening all the time. But when we can give ourselves the moment to just observe it, it's almost like you're lucid dreaming. You're lucid dreaming in real life, because remember, when you're lucid dreaming, it's that moment when you realize, hey, this is a dream and I can influence it, right? So think about that sort of mentality in your everyday life. When you're experiencing a certain emotion, you can say, hey, I'm feeling like this right now. How interesting. And even if it's something bad, you're crying hysterically, you're feeling extreme pain, extreme grief, or worry or stress, overwhelm, whatever the emotion may be, step outside of it just for a moment and say, how interesting. And look at it. You don't have to say, why am I feeling like this? You don't have to say, I got to dig deeper. You don't have to peel away all the layers and relive through the trauma or whatever it is that is causing you those feelings in the first place. The main goal is to just acknowledge, let it exist, and let it be what it is, right? And we're going to look at it with curiosity, with interest, and of course with love, and with time, gratitude. Sometimes when we feel the negative emotions, it's really, really hard to say thank you for that invitation for something deeper, to go somewhere else, because a lot of times that's what our emotions are. They're invitations to go deeper, to understand yourself and what you do prefer out of life. They're not just here to make our lives hard. They're here because it's an invitation for you to transmute that energy into something even greater, even better, a lesson, and above all, love and gratitude. So once you acknowledge those emotions and you start getting better at that, the next thing that you can do is create the next emotion you want to feel. Create the next emotion you want to feel. If that one that you're feeling in that particular moment that you're finally acknowledging, then you can decide at that point, I like this and I want more of it, or no, I don't like this, I want less of it, I want this instead. So start thinking about what is that emotion you want to create, right? And the specific experiences that come in later on to give you those emotions, let those be kind of open. We're specifically just talking about emotions right now, because the specific experiences that come along to give you those emotions, we can just let the universe decide what those will be, right? We can just say, I want more of this particular emotion. right? The thoughts and emotions that we feel throughout the day, that is what creates our electromagnetic field, our thoughts and our emotions. And when we use the two together, then we can have a much more coherent, harmonious electromagnetic field. And this has other names. Some people call it an aura, and others say electromagnetic field, but it's basically the energy around you that is resonating at a certain frequency, at a certain vibration, and you can control it. You can control it, and the way you can control that energetic field around you is through observance, creation of those thoughts and emotions. Now, through Full Rainbow Alchemy, we take those thoughts and emotions, we take that creation, and we use it to transmute it into something new. And there's a few different techniques to do that, but the main part is just knowing that you can. You are so powerful, and your focus, your intention, your awareness, these things are your superpower. And that's really what I think the main message is that Spirit wants me to tell you, that your higher self wants me to tell you, is your superpower is your energy. It's your focus, it's your awareness, it's your intention. And trusting in those things and using them to create the life that you really want. And you can focus on the simplest thing, like what emotion do you prefer to feel? And the other things can kind of fall into place. What kind of thoughts do you want to think? What kind of emotions do you want to feel? So those two questions you can kind of ask yourself and use that to determine and create the life that you're meant to live, the one that you can live in right here, right now. All you have to do is make the choice. And Full Rainbow Alchemy is one of those tools that can get you there, and to show you some of those practical tools to start the transmutation process. Once you acknowledge and create the life that you know you want to live, the transmutation part can be really fun. You can use it at any time, and start being the new human that I know you can be, that you know you can be, that you know you want to be. And when we start, embodying those emotions and those thoughts in the ever-present now moment, we're not thinking about I want or I need a particular thing at this point. Then we're erasing the what's the word? The frequency of lack, right? We don't want to say I want, I need this or that emotion, experience, whatever it may be. We want to embody that frequency, give off that frequency, be that frequency. And in order to do that, we have to use these steps of acknowledge the thought, the feeling, create what we do prefer, and then transmute that energy. Transmute it so that it becomes the energy that we really, really want to be experiencing, feeling. And emotions are such a big, huge part of that, because the heart has 5 times more magnetic electrical energy than any other organ in the body. So it's got such the ability to pull in the experiences that you want, right? If you really feel into your emotions. And many people say that, the heart is the number one area where you can feel the most emotions. And I do agree that that's very true. We can 100% tap into the feelings related to how our heart feels physically in our body. Our heart has a response to the emotions and the thoughts that we think, right? We can feel it in our heart. It's undeniable. But through Full Rainbow Alchemy, I challenge you to use the rest of the energy centers, the rest of the chakras, the rest of the colors within the body, and they're all aligned along the spine, we can tap into the thoughts and emotions that arise physically in those areas of our body as you go through and think about each of the centers. So when you're in, let's just talk about one of them, for example, the solar plexus. It's yellow, that's right at the core. When you're ready to go and do something, when you're just excited to get up, you are ready to go, the next thing to do, you're confident, and you're just ready to get up and go. You can really physically feel that energy right from your core almost pulling you to the next thing, right? Next stage. And so when you're thinking about that area in your body right at the core, below your ribs, you can feel a physical pull to get you to get up and move, to take aligned action. And so when we think about thoughts and emotions that arise and that we can physically feel in that part of our body, we start to realize, and you'll start to realize the more that you practice Rainbow Alchemy, that each of the colors, each of the energy centers in your body can correspond to certain feelings and emotions, to certain thoughts and emotions. And so when you can really align all of those thoughts and emotions with each color, each energy center, then your electromagnetic field can really become magnetic, because you're using your whole body, not just your heart, not just your mind. And of course, those are important, super, super important. But when we start including the entire body from root to crown, that's so much more powerful. It can be so much more powerful because you are getting into your body, you're feeling your power, and all of those thoughts and emotions that go along with each of the colors, they're all going to work together and just make your reality that much more enjoyable, that much more connected, that much more peaceful or exciting, because that is the language of your higher self. It's excitement. And so whenever you have something in your life that gives you excitement, follow it. That's your higher self telling you, follow this path, do that thing, go that place, be that person. Whatever excites you, grab it and run with it. Even if it's scary, if it gives you excitement, that is the language of your higher self right there, telling you to go for it. And so that's another, excitement is an emotion, right? So it can also be a roadmap for us. It's not just about bringing ourselves into coherence, into harmony, into creating an electromagnetic field that draws in the experiences and the thoughts and the emotions that we want to keep on feeling, but it can also give us the roadmap to purpose, to clarity, to, what is the next right step. It's a roadmap. So emotions can do many things for us, and it starts with the first step. So always remember that awareness, and never with any judgment, right? We don't ever want to judge ourselves for feeling a certain kind of way. Be thankful, be grateful, be excited, even if it's something very painful, very hurtful. Be excited because this is an invitation for you. This is an invitation for you for something deeper. To use that energy to find the next thing, to find your excitement. So I hope this helps you. And until the next transmission, I am Araceli Azul, creator of Full Rainbow Alchemy, and I'm wishing you all the love, all the light, and all the colors of the rainbow. Until next time.